Hey kids, it's Dad. Welcome back to the Gaming with Dad Show. Today we are looking at Doctor Who Hidden Mysteries for your fruit-flavored devices. But before we do that, go on ahead, like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. All of that stuff is good for the algorithm. If you're not subscribed to the channel, why don't you go on ahead and correct that? Let's take a look at this Hidden Mysteries game. So yes, this is a Doctor Who themed Find the Hidden Objects game. Looks like the last version was released just over a year ago, so not exactly the newest thing on the Apple's arcade, but it did pop up in my list. I do love me some Doctor Who, both classic and most of the modern era. So let's take a look here. Okay, it is a whopping 1.82 gigs. It works not only on your iOS devices, but also your MacBooks or Mac OS powered devices. It's in English. The age rating on this is 4+. This is definitely something that is meant to be played either with or by children. And really, I would recommend not letting your kids spend that much time in front of a screen. So originally released, at least the copyright is 2014 through 2023, implying this was probably originally released 2023. So yes, this is a specifically Jodie is the 13th Doctor, if you're not counting the War Doctor, and you run around trying to save London from this weird, mysterious time cloud that's screwing everything up. You run around with Yaz, so apparently this is after... God, was it Graham and... I can't think of the other... Graham's grandson's name. I can't think of him. His name anymore. Damn. Oh well. That's just how memorable, and I hate to say this, the Jodie Whittaker era was. So, yes. You go in, you find the hidden objects, collect time dust, sprinkle it, and restore the proper timeline. But graphically, let's go on ahead and talk about this. The environments, this overworld kind of story land is pretty well realized. It's nothing spectacular. There's always this weird flash-like animation to these Doctor Who games. And that's just kind of a downside to it. Although, admittedly, I do like the cartoony presentation for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. When you go into the actual puzzles, they're bright, they're colorful, lots of objects in there, and it's pretty easy to identify the very specific objects that you're looking for, so that's always a positive. I am giving graphics a 17 here. Sound-wise, love the Doctor Who theme. Love some of that background music, and when the Daleks show up, they scream exterminate and all that. That's great, but there's no voice acting, which is a downer. I can only give sound a 16. We're sitting at a total of 33. Controls. Touchscreen controls work fine on your iOS devices. I would say if you're playing this on a phone, probably going to be a little bit more difficult, but iPad is fine. The computer is fine. It's mouse controls. That's great. They get the job done. They function well. The click boxes are appropriately sized. I'm giving controls a 16. We're sitting at 49. Now, gameplay. There are a variety of different gameplay modes here where you have the find the hidden objects. You have a memory card game that's actually 16 cards. I think that's the most I've seen. There's also time trial. There are different modes. One of them is a puzzle type mode where they scramble up the scenery and you have to put it into the right positions. And then they also give you, instead of words where you're looking for an umbrella, they just give you the silhouette of the umbrella. All of that's great. None of it's difficult. That 4+ really is the audience they were shooting for. And even though there's this story behind it, it's lackluster. Kind of like a rejected plot from the Chibnall era. So gameplay is getting a 12. We're sitting at 61. Is this worth it as part of that Apple Arcade package? There's actually quite a bit of content here. I would honestly say this is better than the Top Trumps game on the DS. And it's more functional than those 3D games that they came out with during Matt Smith's era. And the characters are better realized. That said, really a niche game. You have to be willing to do this. You have to be willing to want to sit there and find all those objects. I'm not sure this game is for everybody. There's an audience for it. Those that like hidden objects games, those that like Doctor Who, those that like Doctor Who and Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. That is a Venn diagram with a very small cross section. But that said, I can kind of fit into that cross section. And so I'm going to give value a 16. It is a 77. That is a C. It is a hit or miss game. It's really up to you if you want to install this. We'll talk to you kids later. Bye-bye. Hey, if you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this video out, all that gubbins that is good for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much.